Welcome to Nautical Options Training Institute of the Philippines. In this lesson, we will cover food and water apportionment in survival craft. By the end of this session, you should be able to identify the provisions on board survival craft, explain food and water allocation, understand the importance of proper apportioning, and plan rationing in a real survival situation. These competencies are critical to ensuring survival at sea while awaiting rescue. Every survival craft is equipped with essential provisions designed to sustain life after abandoning ship. These include emergency food rations, fresh drinking water, fishing equipment, first aid supplies, and signaling devices. Food rations are compact, high energy, and designed for long shelf life. Water is stored in sealed containers to prevent contamination. Understanding these provisions is the first step toward effective survival management. Emergency food rations on board survival craft are specially designed to provide maximum energy with minimal consumption. They are typically high in carbohydrates and fats, allowing the body to maintain energy levels under stress. These rations are non-thirst provoking, meaning they do not increase the need for water intake. They are intended to be consumed in controlled portions, not all at once. Water is the most critical resource in survival situations. Each survival craft carries a limited supply of fresh drinking water, typically measured in liters per person. This supply must be protected at all times from contamination, leakage, and unnecessary use. Additional sources such as rainwater collection or desalination equipment may be available depending on the craft. Food and water allocation must be controlled and organized immediately after boarding the survival craft. A designated leader is responsible for rationing supplies equally among all survivors. Consumption is scheduled at regular intervals to ensure that supplies last as long as possible. No individual is allowed to consume more than the allocated share. Proper apportionment of food and water is essential for survival. Without strict control, supplies can be depleted quickly, placing all survivors at risk. Rationing ensures that every person receives sustenance over an extended period. It also maintains discipline, morale, and fairness among survivors during a crisis. Several factors influence how food and water should be rationed. These include the number of survivors, environmental conditions, expected rescue time, and physical condition of each person. In hot climates, water conservation becomes even more critical due to increased dehydration risk. Rationing plans must be flexible and adjusted based on these conditions. In many survival situations, it is recommended to delay initial water consumption for a short period. This allows the body to adjust and prevents rapid depletion of limited supplies. However, this must be carefully managed and should not endanger individuals, especially those who are injured or vulnerable. Proper judgment and leadership are essential. Consider a scenario with 10 survivors and limited provisions for 3 days. The leader must calculate the total available food and water, then divided into equal daily portions. Rations are distributed at fixed times, ensuring consistency and control. Continuous monitoring is required to adjust the plan if conditions change or rescue is delayed. Discipline is critical in survival craft management. Strong leadership ensures that rationing rules are followed without exception. Clear communication prevents panic and misunderstanding. Every survivor must cooperate to ensure the group's survival. In summary, survival at sea depends on proper management of available resources. You must identify provisions on board survival craft, understand how food and water are allocated, recognize the importance of strict apportionment, and apply effective planning in real-life situations. These skills are essential to sustaining life until rescue arrives. This concludes the lesson on food and water apportionment. Always remember, survival is not only about endurance, but about discipline, planning, and teamwork. Train well, stay prepared, stay alive at sea.